recording.
Okay. You want me to start with my name?
I can. So, good morning, and thank you so much for talking to me today. And can you start off by explaining what the Michigan Modern Project is and your role in it?
Mm-hmm. Well, the Michigan Modern Project was started in about 2008. We got a federal grant from Preserve America to develop a context statement and look at Michigan's modern historic resources. As the State Historic Preservation Office, we realized that those resources were becoming what we call historic, which is 50 years old. And so we wanted to educate people on their importance because they were coming to a point where either they're going to be torn down or rehabbed. So for us, it was an educational awareness. It was also a time when Michigan was in recession, and the governor had asked all the departments to look at ways to diversify Michigan's economy. Mm-hmm. And so the project, and our goals for the project were to create a cultural heritage tourism initiative, and also to rebrand Michigan based on its design history rather than its manufacturing history, because it was being termed a Rust Belt state. But its design history is really almost more outstanding, or as outstanding as its manufacturing history, but nobody really knew about it.
And do you directly talk to homeowners and involve them in the process, or do you just oversee everything else that is going on in terms of bringing awareness about modern homes? And so do you actually go in and recognize and tell homeowners that your home is like this amazing modern structure and we need to preserve it? Or can you just tell me a bit about the process?
Yeah, we do that. What the State Historic Preservation Office does is it's called survey. And so we try to identify modern homes that are significant and to, again, educate the public. So it's not like we do go out and specifically pick out homes, but if we work with communities and other organizations like the A2 Modern organization, or there's one in West Michigan Modern, and those are really the people on the front line that do that kind of identification and work with us to document those and list them on the National Register or make sure they're in our survey data.
Right, and can you talk about your role in the Michigan Modern Project?
Well, what I do is I was the project manager, so we developed a context which later turned into the Michigan Modern book, Michigan Modern Design That Shapes America. We worked on 2 exhibitions, museum exhibitions, one at Cranbrook and one at the Grand Rapids Art Museum. And so we oversaw that, hired a consultant to help us put that together. We, again, always are developing a context statement and more information about not high style architecture, because with our original project we identified 100 modern resources, the most significant ones we thought in Michigan, or important ones. And now we need to look at the second tier and the third tier, because the second tier is the architects that came out of our great architecture schools like the University of Michigan Cranbrook, and then they regionally are all over Michigan. The offices opened, and so there's modern buildings that they developed there, but then also the tract homes from the 1950s and 60s. A lot of architects worked with designers of those to come up with modern designs that were really affordable for people. And from one of our programs that we have called Section 106, that's really important, that people know what still maintains integrity enough to be considered a historic resource.
Can you talk a bit about that, the 106?
If there's any federal money involved in a project, then it has to go get a review through our office to determine if there's historic resources involved and what the effect of the project will be. So we can say it has a negative effect or it won't have any effect. And if it has a negative effect, then we can mitigate the issue, and try to either alleviate the problem or come up with an alternative, or it's kind of a trade-off. Right. If you can't make them stop if the project can't be stopped, then you find another avenue to promote preservation. So if they're going to tear down a property over here, they might want to survey something else or do a National Register nomination for something. And then one of the things we did with our project was we nominated some of our most significant resources to the as National Historic Landmarks, which was really a very important way to promote the project and got a lot of national attention. Some of the